Anytime you are tempted to rearrange your life, put down your projects, make a man a higher priority in your life, put on the brakes. Take it slow.
It's dry. What's happening?
Why am I attracting men who say they want to take me out and then they flake and they ghost me? They don't even like show up.
He cold.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at modern women who are still dating over the age of 30, and we are going to be kicking it off with a clip from this woman right here, who is a little bit frustrated. She's a little bit angry that she has never been chosen by a man, and something really magical happens, guys, when these women who are still single by the age of 30, something magical happens to them. They transform themselves into dating coaches so that they can then go out here and teach other women their same terrible mistakes. So we're going to be kicking it off with this woman right here in a moment. But guys, before we jump into it, don't forget to go and subscribe to Lock the Bounty Hunter for sending us today's video clips to cringe at. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the pinned comment. And without further ado, let's just jump right in. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Let's take a listen to this 30-plus-year-old dating coach.
You're wondering where have all the good men gone? I'm going to tell you. Men always go for a woman who puts less importance on them. Let me tell you what I mean by that. A man has a choice between two women, one of them who would do absolutely anything in the world for him, and another woman who has her own life, her own friends, and fits him in happily and joyfully with love. He will choose the second woman who fits him into her life every day of the week.
Now, I don't know what kind of substances this woman has been smoking to arrive at this conclusion, but you guys let me know, okay? Which woman would you rather choose? Because a lot of these girls who especially reach 30 years of age, they have this misconception that men are interested in the same things that they are. Let me put it really simply. Men do not care about your career. We do not care about your social status. We do not care about the fact that everything in your life is going swimmingly, okay? These are not things that men typically care about. I believe the saying is something like, you know, a rich man will, you know, make a McDonald's worker his queen or some crap like that, but a woman won't even look a broke man's way. And that's really true, okay? A dude will take a woman who prioritizes him over some boss babe queen, typically. Okay, but these women, they seem to get the wrong idea where they're like, well, you know, if I transform myself into a man, if I'm always busy and I'm hardworking and I work on my bank balance, and that's going to attract a man. And it doesn't work like that, right? But they have to rationalize it that way because they wasted all of their best years and they still haven't got a man. But let's run it back.
And fits him in happily and joyfully with love. He will choose the second woman who fits him into her life every day of the week and feel lucky. So anytime you are tempted to rearrange your life, put down your projects, make a man a higher priority in your life, put on the brakes. Take it slow. Inch by inch, measure his investment with your return of priority.
And see, this is why we are single at the age of 30. Okay, 30 plus years of age. I don't know how old this woman is. I can never, truthfully, guys, I can never really tell. But these women who, like, they transform into dating coaches and they say, well, never prioritize a man. And then you look at their dating history and they're still dating at 30 years of age. I think, I don't know, I always forget this, man, but I think it's like China, right? Or maybe Japan, where, like, by the time a woman becomes 26 years of age, she's socially shamed for it if she's still single. And there's a reason for that, okay? Because what have you done for the past over decade of your life? Like, don't tell me you haven't been getting male attention and offers from men, but we were still single at the age of 30, and now we're giving dating advice on how we shouldn't prioritize a man. I swear to you guys, like, a lot of these actions, like, if you're a woman, I've made this point many times, but if you're a woman and you actually care about your man, like you've got a husband or a long-term boyfriend or something, and you do something nice for him, a lot of these dating coaches, these womanists, will actually try and shame women for doing that. Like, Lord forbid, in the current year, you make your man a sandwich. It's actually crazy.
In your life. Because what you never want to do is have to back up. So take it slow. Because I'm telling you right now, the best feeling in the world for both of y'all is for him to feel like he is the luckiest man on earth to have you in his life. And in return, you will feel like you are the luckiest girl on earth to be loved like he loves you. I can promise you that.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
While you're enjoying this video, make sure you subscribe to me and our fellow Fiend Gang members. You can find their channels linked in the video description. If you like my videos, make sure you go check out Warg the Detective, Hidan the Mummy, and Locke the Bounty Hunter, and subscribe to their channels in the description down below. Now back to the video. Okay, so I can hear kids in the background. I don't know this woman's particular story, but you know, perhaps she's a single mother. I don't really know. But the tags for these videos are literally women who are dating over 30. Right? And this is what happens, okay? Like, these women, they think that they've done some sort of inner healing work and crap. But truthfully, they just get to this age, and what they do is they try and raise their standards, right? After all the bad boy dating and the guys who didn't want them, who they chased. Now it's time to, you know, make a man chase me, make a man take me out on dates and invest in me before I show him that I care about him. It's absolute insanity, man. But let's continue to the next one here. And again, I haven't seen any of these guys, so, you know, if I miss things, feel free to mention it in the comments, and let's continue.
You ever just wake up one morning and it's like you've had an epiphany? Like this morning, I go to the gym and like my whole thought process over the last, you know, few days or whatever has been kind of cloudy. And I went in the gym this morning and I was like, why? Why do I do this to myself? Why do I find one person that I'm interested in and just kind of leave everything else behind and not even know if they're really that interested? That's such a problem.
It's because you're attracted to the man. That's why. I don't care how many of these women you have on here saying like, oh, I'll never do anything for a man, blah, blah, blah. I'm a boss babe, I'm a queen, I'm strong and independent. A man has to fit into my life. All this crap. All of that womanism, all of that psychological training that has been done on them, right, from the modern day movements, guys. It all goes out the window when they find a man who's attractive to them. Like, all of it. The strong and independent, I want to work, I want to work, I want to be in charge. All of it gets dropped if she's attracted to the guy. It's really funny how that works, right? Like, these same women who will say, don't do anything for a man, they're literally like the first ones when they find, and the funniest part about it is, they don't even require commitment to drop everything. Like, hell, I've said this many times and I use this as the go-to joke, but you literally don't even have to take them to McDonald's. Right? If the woman is attracted enough, she'll just drive for 3 hours to come and see you. And it won't matter if you take her out on a date or not. You don't even have to commit to her. She will show up and she will be there. That's what happens when a woman likes you. And the funny part is, like, you see all these girls saying, no, no, never do that, right? But then they're the same ones who are guilty of doing it themselves.
Things that I'm interested in and just kind of leave everything else behind and not even know if they're really that interested. That's such a problem because for me, I feel like it's always with people that can't offer what I offer. So loyalty, honesty, stability, consistency, communication. So I end up being the one that's like pouring out all of this like love to give, and I'm stuck over here going, it's dry. What's happening?
Yeah, so the reason why it's like this is because you are chasing men who don't care about you. Like, there's no other way to sugarcoat it. All of this love, this is really funny because these are the same people who will advertise, literally advertise themselves on social media as being like, oh, well, I have a lot of love to give, is what this woman said. Other girls will say, you know, they love deeply. They're very caring and empathetic people. But the caveat to that is, you have to be the man that she really wants. Everybody else can get screwed. She doesn't care about the average man in her, you know, her inbox, okay? She doesn't care about the dude whose physique is not that great, or the guy who potentially doesn't make a lot of money. Typically, it's the attractive guy, by the way. But she doesn't care about the average guys, right? Because she wants the guy who gets all the women, who is super attractive, and she wants to be able to be the one to lock him down. This is why the guy doesn't care about you, because you're one of like 50 women that he could be DMing. Hell, with social media these days, guys, like in every platform, inventing their own form of real thing, right? There's so much thirst trap bullcrap around where the attractive guys can literally, when I say you are one of 50, I am lowballing it. You understand? Like these men do not want to date you. They are not interested in you. But these women, like, I don't know how old this woman is, 30, 40, got no idea. But they will literally chase these men for decades. And they don't require commitment. And then at the end of it, they turn around and they have their little epiphany phase and try and say that they've healed. It's actual insanity.
There's no conversation. There's no communication at all.
Imagine that, right? Imagine this woman is literally telling us that she is chasing men and the men do not even talk to her. Like, like, it's just what, bedroom fun and that's it? And I'm supposed to feel empathy. Like, really listen to what she says here, guys.
I'm stuck over here going, it's dry. What's happening? There's no conversation. There's no
conversation.
Communication at all. And I kind of realized that I have been like a very minimal person at what I require. Like, I don't expect people to like take me out on fancy dates or trips. Like, I've never been on a couples trip and I'm over 40. So I basically just want the basic requirements of being honest and loyal and loving and affectionate and all of these things. And I'll get it for this long and I just like give them everything. And then I'm left with nothing.
Damn, bro. Got scammed. like these videos at a certain point. I saw a comment the other day, guys, where someone commented below, I think it was a recent video, where he said that, you know, these videos make him sad. I see the point behind that, but at the end of the day, I just find these entertaining. You know, I watch these videos of these women complaining about dating and saying, look, like, my life is so hard. And once you remove yourself from it and you look at it, it's just really funny, man, because it's all self-inflicted. It's all completely self-inflicted. Like, a lot of guys literally are looking at this and saying, yeah, look, this is a total mess. Y'all have played yourselves. And they literally get up and leave the country. Like, that's how bad this crap is. You have men literally leaving the West because they don't want to date women like this. I mean, hell, how could you, right? It's like, even if you're a guy, hypothetically, that wanted to take this woman seriously and you wanted to date with her or, you know, do the whole 9 yards, what you're going to find out is eventually she's probably going to cheat on you. And the reason why I say that is because women like this typically have very high body counts. And if you're going to tell me that a girl has 56, a body count of 56, there is going to be a 58, even if you think you're lucky number 57. That's number one. Number two, they're 30 plus years of age. Number three, they typically have a couple of kids in tow. Not always, but typically they have, you know, have some kids, if not a lot of baggage. And all this crap just adds up. And you got common law marriage on top of it. Hell, regular marriage on top of it, where men are getting screwed. You have men losing their children. All of this adds up, and men are just like, no, thank you. I'm not very interested. They'll laugh at it, and then they'll just walk away.
And I'm like, what is happening? And I realized that all this time, I thought my requirements and my boundaries were set too high, and that I had this like huge wall around me. And in reality, no. I have been loving every person for who they show me they are, loving them for the potential that I see is possible for them, And I don't get the same in return because I constantly feel like I have to be the best for them, the best wife, the best girlfriend, whatever. And no wonder why I'm so depleted of energy and space. Just some food for thought.
Yeah, so this is what we call, by the way, this is what we call the epiphany phase. When women get to this age and they're like, damn, man, you know what? I've run out of time. Now I want a good guy who's going to give me more than the bare minimum. I've had an epiphany. I am worth so much more than being treated by, you know, like garbage by these men. And now I want something serious. I want a guy who's actually going to accept my boundaries and stuff. Never mind the fact that this woman has, in all likelihood, been dating for over 2 decades. We are going to require a good man now because we have had our epiphany, guys. And for the life of me, you have to just assume that it's for attention at the end of the day, because there's no other explanation. Like, these people just dump their entire personal lives all over TikTok. Like, I'm fairly certain this is TikTok, and you have a 40-plus-year-old woman using this to talk about her dating life all over the internet. That is absolutely crazy. I saw some comments from you guys recently where you were like, you know, people could try and torture this information out of me about my dating life, and I wouldn't share it over the internet. Like, because what these women are posting is really quite embarrassing, particularly the ones where they're regretting hookup culture and stuff like this. They're just painting themselves out to be incredibly bad people. But let's jump into the next one here. This looks absolutely terrifying. She says, do not date until you face this. So I'm going to assume this is another dating coach, but let's take a listen.
Something with you. Ready? Do not date when you are in a disaster season. A disaster season. We all go through these moments in our lives where everything seems like a disaster. Granted, there are some good things and you can look through the disaster and be like, yeah, but I'm still grateful for this, this, and this. But ultimately, your life is a season of disaster. It could be, in my case, I was separated, then I was divorcing. I had to reacquaint myself with myself. I had to heal a bunch of stuff. And through that, I had connection to my now ex-husband. We were trying to work things out. We weren't. We were trying. It didn't work. So I was dating while separated. And then I was wondering, why am I attracting dick pics? Why am I attracting men who say they want to take me out and then they flake and they ghost me? They don't even like show up.
It's an evil world we live in.
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public. So make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode. Okay, so a few things here. Number one, again, oversharing on the internet, absolutely insane. Nobody needed to know any of this information. Hell, even starting from the part where you started talking about the separation. But the reason why, and again, this is a woman who, believe it or not, will still get male attention on dating apps and everything like this. But it's just not from the men that she wants. So that's number one. The men that she wants are only interested in her for one thing only. They're not interested in commitment. They're not interested in taking you out on dates. They're not interested in, you know, you being their girlfriend or whatever. And the reason for this is, number one, because it seems like you're 40 plus years of age. That's number one. Number two, you're incredibly masculine. Number three, you're separated, not even divorced yet. So you're separated, right? So we're pretty much 3 for 3 here, okay? We've probably got kids in tow as well. And the men who you want are not interested in dating you or taking you seriously, nor should they be. I see a lot of posts about things like men have to step up, right? Like, oh, a woman, so what if she's a single mother or she's divorced or she's this or she's that? Men need to just step up and date the women anyway. And it's like, hold on a minute. No, that's not how it works. Men actually don't have to date you. And hell, even like even if this woman wasn't divorced and she wasn't, I don't know if she's a single mother now or what the go is here, but just the masculinity and the sheer directness. Like, I feel like I'm being instructed. You understand? Like, when I open these videos, I feel like I'm being instructed or yelled at or told off for something that I've done. You know what I mean? And this kind of energy, and I hate to use that word, I really do. It puts dudes off. Like, you literally, it's man repellent, basically.
Show up. And I said, you know what? I am just bitter and cynical and men suck and this is a disaster and it's all a disaster, okay? But the one thing that I didn't really get at the time, because I was in the frame, right? Can't see the picture if you're in the frame. I was saying,
what the hell? What was that, man?
blame, 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 blame on everybody else, but I was the common denominator in all of it. So when I started to look at myself and started to ask myself, what hand do I have in all of this? What is it in me that attracted all of this in my life? Then I was able to see it.
Okay, so it's... I'm so sick of hearing this word, man. The word attracting. Because when a lot of these women use the word attracting, all they're doing, like, even though she's saying that she's taking accountability because she's the personal denominator, notice how she says that she's attracting things. No, 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 ma'am. You are choosing these things. If you're a woman and you're out there dating and you can't get a man to commit to you and you can't even get a date, that's because you're choosing the men who don't want to date you. There will still be some simp out there. I don't care if you're a woman, and I don't mean to make like light of this or fun of this in any way, but like, if you're a girl who's hell disfigured, right? And I don't mean any disrespect to people who have been disfigured or whatever, but even if you're a woman who's literally disfigured, you will still find some guy who's going to be attracted to you and willing to take you out on a date. Now, it's not going to be the same if you're a man, but to say that, oh, it's just I'm attracting the wrong things, right? I'm attracting all of these bad boys, all of these players. No, no, no. You are choosing them. See, right after we say that we're taking accountability, we then proceed to dodge accountability. It's truly, a masterclass here at work.
To see it and then do something about it. So I encourage my clients to really have an honest look at their lives. Last night I was coaching a client and she...
Okay, so we're a separated/divorced dating coach, 40 plus years of age, I'm going to assume. Potentially a single mother, not quite sure. But we are a dating coach now. Excellent.
She is in a season of disaster and she's trying to tell me that she wants to find a great guy. And I said, you will, once you come outside of your season of disaster with a bunch of wisdom and a bunch of grace and self-compassion, and you actually create something in your life where you can sit at a table across from that person and tell the story of your accomplishment.
What? So the video ends in literally a second here, like literally a second. But her hypothesis here is that she's going to find her great man once she's created something and can tell that man about her accomplishment. You see, this is where the mix-up comes, okay? Number one, she's using language that realistically makes no sense. She's talking about seasons for some reason, I don't know. But men are not interested in your accomplishments. Like, no dude is like more attracted to you because you have some degree that's framed up in your room, or because you have $1 million in your bank account, or because you have a nice house. These are not things that make you more appealing to men. What makes you more appealing to men is, number one, are you pretty? Are you someone who doesn't eat a bucket load of McDonald's? And number two, are you actually a kind person? And hell, you can even skip step number one of that if you're a kind person. Like, a lot of guys, they'll skip out on some prettiness if you're actually just a kind, genuine person. But that seems to be missing in a lot of women these days, where you have people who, they're trying to get a dude, and so they go out and they're like 35 plus, they're a single mother, and they're trying to build their career. It's like, no, scrap all that. I don't care about the career. I don't care about some other man's kids. Can you just at least not be incredibly overweight, and can you be a kind person? How about that? We'll start there. And then by starting there, you've thrown out literally so many of them. It's actually crazy. So guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. And guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.